Let me tell you the tale of Grimbol, a goblin whose greed shines brighter than the finest emeralds he yearns for. In the lands shadowed by the peaks of Mount Jeer lies an ancient tomb whispered by many, feared by most, the maze of mimics. Grimbol, not one to shy from peril when treasure calls, found himself lured by a map promising wealth beyond imagination. He scampered eagerly through the twisted woods, thoughts bustling with visions of gold and glory, until his eyes fell upon the stone entrance, covered in moss and secrets. "Aye, this'll be a fine hall. Goblins shall sing songs of Grimbol the Rich," he cackled, rubbing his hands together with glee. Little did he know, the first treasure that awaited him was deceit itself. No sooner did Grimbol cross the threshold than the stone door slammed shut behind him, its echo filling the air with a foreboding hush. The mimic gate had sealed him in, its trick revealed all too late. The chamber before him was dim, the air thick with a sense of unease. "Bah, just a door. Can't scare a true goblin heart like mine," he blustered, trying to rally himself. In the gloom, Grimbol could see glimmers, hints of the wealth he so craved, or what he thought it was. Piles of gold coins, tumbling mounds of gems and artifacts lay scattered, tempting with their false promise. It didn't take long for Grimbol to plunge his hands into one such pile, only to find it yanking him instead. The coins morphed into a monstrous mouth, a mimic eager to swallow the goblin whole. "By the ears of Garl Glitter Gold!" he yelped, stumbling backward, his quick reflexes barely saving him from becoming a mimic's midday meal. The room shimmered with mimicry, an entire army of treasure just waiting for a greedy touch. Necessity birthed caution as Grimbol began to navigate the maze with newfound care. It was a lesson writ in the stone that perhaps not every shining lure was a prize. "Clever little buggers, these mimics," he muttered, eyeing a supposedly dormant door. As hours stretched, Grimbol sharpened his wits, relying less on his covetous nature and more on goblin cunning. He started tapping suspicious objects with a stick gleaned from the debris, inspecting shadows and spaces with a keener eye. The maze twisted on, each turn fresher tricks and traps. Twice he was sent tumbling into pits disguised as passages, only to be saved by his goblin agility and a bit of luck. Each fall scraped a bit more arrogance away from his green skin. Yet through the maze's tyranny, Grimbol began to notice something. Small paths leading towards the exits marked by less alluring objects. A worn path spotted with pebbles, he thought at one moment, not coins. Finally, after what felt like an eternity of mimicry and treachery, Grimbol stood before what seemed an unassuming exit, marked by a simple wooden frame. "Looks too boring to be anything but safe," he chuckled through ragged breaths. With caution honed through trial and terror, he pushed it open to find the genuine daylight spilling in, painting the maze a memory behind him. As Grimbol staggered into the sun, it wasn't burdens of wealth he carried, but rather an invaluable lesson. "Guess this brain holds more worth than baubles," he mused, patting his head with a newfound appreciation. And so ends the tale of Grimbol and the Maze of Mimics, a humorous slice trimmed with wisdom, for in a land of illusions, what sparkles isn't always gold. But tell me, travelers by this fire, what would you have done in his place? Would you follow gold blindly, or seek wisdom in its wake? Before you ponder too long, remember to subscribe for more tales spun from the cauldron of adventure. May your paths be clearer and your choices wise. And remember, like and subscribe to keep the stories alive.